Hello, everybody. It's Jen and Adarian. It has been a minute, but we are back with a conversation about feet. I'll let Adarian take it from here because I actually don't know what we're doing.
We back to that again?
I just do as I'm told.
All right. So feet are kind of cool. Big misconception about how they actually work and all that kind of stuff. As we move about. And so one thing, let's dispel some things, common knowledge points that people think about. And so you have a chair. Go ahead and sit in the chair. You may have to turn the chair sideways for this first demonstration. And so the first one is, all I want you to do is just stand up. Okay. Now I want you to pull your feet back towards you, so you're on the transverse arch.
Okay.
Now sit down.
Oh.
And pull your feet back towards you, underneath you.
Oh, I see.
So that you're on the transverse arch. So just pull your feet back closer to the chair.
Oh, so you want me like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And just stand up. So yeah. So now, that's about the range of flexion or extension you'll get on your toes when moving about. But yet we have people, now watch this. Go ahead and kneel down to the ground. And rock back just a little bit. Just a little bit. Right there. Right there is what people work towards.
Yes.
And if you go a little bit more further than that, you'll be off the transverse arch, you'll be on your toes, but that's what people work towards. Right there is what people work towards. Yeah. Now go ahead and stand up. So that becomes what people deal with and stuff. So that position is not necessary. So now this one here, go ahead and spread your toes out. So we're gonna go through the same process. Put the feet back like 90 degrees. Put them back out in front of you again. Put them back. There you go. Go ahead and spread your toes out as wide as possible. What some people call splaying them,
Do you want me to face you, or do you want me facing this way still?
No, I want you to just this way still.
Okay.
I think people could imagine toes being spread as wide as possible, and go ahead and stand up. And you watch your fingers as they do the same thing. Now, yes. Go ahead and pull the feet back underneath you and spread your toes as wide as possible. And stand up.
That feels less stable. Isn't that funny?
So yeah, and then we go back to the other thing. Yeah, where back to the kneeling, toes spread as wide as possible. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, you look at you look at your face like, yeah, this is not a whole lot of fun. Go ahead and stand up. Yeah. So go ahead and sit back down now. But those are different things that people think about, when they talk about, the flexion, or whatever they want to call it, flexion, extension of the big toe, how you need all these. No, you don't. No, you don't, And then they talk about, splaying the toes out, and no, you don't. No, you don't, If you want to move that way, that's fine. But it's not a requirement in order to move.
Right.
That's a big thing, but it's not a requirement in order to move. Now, go ahead and turn the chair towards us, and we're going to do a little pronation thing real quick so people can see this. We're going to put all these together. So we're going to put all this kind of together and everything. First, let's do a little pronation. And so let's do the pronation where the tip is going to rotate inward,
Okay. And from this.
Wait. Let's go back a little bit more. Go ahead and just don't squeeze your knees together. Just make the tibia rotate in. There you go.
Okay.
And go ahead and stand up. And go ahead and sit down. As your body tries to search for these balance points again. And the same thing, pull the feet back towards you a little bit. And go ahead and, pronate, as they call it. Okay. And then we're back to the same thing again, on the ground, and try it from their position. Yeah, it becomes.
I know there's a chair back there.
Yeah, but look what happened all of a sudden. Your brain is like, hold on, wait. There's a chair back there. It was back there before, but you didn't have a problem with it. Now we got a problem with the chair back there.
Yeah.
So now let's put them all together. So let's pronate, get on the big toe, and spread your toes as wide as possible.
So I want my feet at 90 degrees, right?
90 degrees. And toes spread as wide as possible. And we're gonna press the big toe into the ground. We're gonna try and and see all of a sudden all this restriction comes with it.
It's so slow. It's like so like not
So
springy.
yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
and then the same thing, pull your feet back towards you. Working through the same process. Try and pronate, spread toes as wide as possible, big toe pressing to the ground, and so yeah.
Then, okay.
So yeah, there you go. So but but like saying put all those things together, all of a sudden the system is really unsure, and they say these things are designed to promote stability, promote strength, promote, and everything got weak, unstable, but like I said, if you want to move that way, no big deal. All right. Now let's show people a different option.
Right.
So, and what we go with this option is first one is let's go slide your heels in slightly. So slide, there you go. And now here, and just go ahead and stand up. We got to go with the basics first. Just stand, boom, say easy.
Mhm.
Now slide your feet back underneath you some. Same thing, stand up. Boom, no big deal.
Then I'm assuming back to the floor, right?
Yeah, back to the floor. See, total control of the situation.
Still not as good going back, but yeah, much better.
Yeah.
And
Well,
way easier to come up.
yeah, and going back is different because you would have to, sense toes, transverse arch, you have to really, it's a
Yeah.
time, but no big deal. But now, so now let's show them this here, this other part. So this time we're gonna go ahead and show them how the toes should spread naturally in the process. So feet are flat again, heels slightly in. And this time as you stand up, you're gonna yaw your heels inwards. And that's easy to get, easy as it gets. So, and people may not see the heels move, but the intent is that, and because they're not moving, they drive you up. That's the fact that they can't move is what drives you up off the ground and everything, because there's no space. And so, boom.
Yeah.
And
I actually did something similar to this with a client recently who was feeling very stuck like in her ankle.
yeah,
And as soon as we changed the heels coming in a little bit, it changed everything for her. She's like, oh, I can move again.
yeah. And people will say, I didn't see the heels move. You won't,
Yeah.
So same thing, pull feet back slightly, heels yaw in, stand up, easy process. So yeah, easy process.
And it's way easier going back with the heels
Yeah.
yawing in.
Yeah. So, and same thing, toes are trying to, do their thing. Everybody's trying to do their thing, but it's just a different process of how the system can work as a unit versus I'm going to single this out, single this out, single this out,
Yeah.
And everything. And so that's now on this next one, what we're going to do is as you move about to stand up, heels, same thing with the heels, but now it's like you're trying to suction the ground. So it's like you're trying to suction the ground and pull everything away from the ground as you go through this process. So heels in, still you're out of heels and try to. That's too easy. See.
And if I go back.
Yeah, and like I said, you're just trying to suck everything away from the ground.
Okay.
So now we do something a little bit different. We're gonna do something just a little bit different. So on this one here, we're gonna yaw the heels, but this time you're gonna press everything into the ground. So you're trying to put pressure into the ground. So, and then slide feet back slightly. I mean, yeah.
It's just, it feels slower.
Yeah, slow. Yeah, because
It's
like I
that.
said, it's the direction going in two different directions.
Yeah,
So everybody, you got one part of your body trying to go up, as the other part's trying to go down, versus everybody's trying to go up. Different, as we look with this pressure thing, it makes sense that everybody wants to go in the same direction and everything.
yeah.
Thing, 1 or 2 steps and everything. And let's go back to the you have to do a side view and a front view. And all you can do is take a step. So we go back to that first process of pronate, spread toes wide, and flexion or extension of the big toe, whichever word you want to use to call it, and you're gonna take a step forward out of the chair.
Okay. So feet at 90, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm pronating, I'm spreading.
So, and then I go through the same process as people can see from the front.
Pronating, spreading. Scoot back a little bit so you can actually see my feet.
Yeah, we can still see your feet. You're good.
Pronating, spreading.
Yeah.
Step.
Okay, so now let's go back to the other, where turn the chair sideways, and the same thing's happening, except now, we're back to heels, y'all, heels in, and then you're gonna yaw the heels. And then you're gonna suck things away as you take a step.
Oh, suck things away, then take a step. Okay.
Yeah,
I think that happens kind of naturally when I rotate the heels, but that feels very different. I don't know if it looks very different.
Yeah, it looks different. It doesn't look as cautious or passive.
So if I go.
So yeah, and then here, well, let's do this again real quick. So we can go here again, and we'll see, because what people don't understand too is because the toes are kind of get that slanted shape to it.
Yeah.
That's why you see that roll, but you're still on the big toe.
Got it.
But what's gonna end up happening is you can get this complete circle in a sense. So we do that one more time, just so people can kind of see that what's happening with the big toe and everything. Yeah. Now go back to the previous one, because I'm just trying to highlight it now, where you're gonna spread the toes wide as possible, pronate and.
Oh, I see what you mean. That does feel very linear when I do it that way.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden you see the first NTP gets displaced.
Right.
It's not, the structure's not there, but that's what people have been doing. They've been displacing NTP this way, because now weight is going through that point.
Which is why you get things like what I've got, like the little bunion and whatever.
Yeah, because that joint works both sides. The toe can flex and the back of the foot can flex at the same time. So when you do that, that's what you get. You get these two flexions that you really don't want.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that was just the whole, just to show people, if you want to move that way, that's fine. But there's a whole lot of extra.
Right.
That isn't required.
And something I think that's also kind of worth noting is when I do this action, I think you can see it. My toes naturally spread away from the big toe, right?
Yeah.
And then when I step, I still have the toes aren't collapsing in towards the big toe.
Well, you still have the front part of the transverse arch on the ground. Right. Which is what we're trying to work from versus just the toes on the ground.
Right.
So I think that's the difference, is that people, need to think about, is that you actually work from the transverse arch. By the time the transverse arch comes up, you should be coming up. You shouldn't have a whole lot of weight on your body anymore.
Yeah. And for those of you that are listening to this and are like, where is my transverse arch? It's this area.
Yeah.
So it's that bottom of the foot. If you take your hand and you run your hand along it, you'll feel the arch right across the ball of the foot.
Yeah.
Under the ball of the foot, I should say.
So yeah, but that's the biggest thing is just this is, we know what they say about spreading, but when you put all those things together, it's harder for the body to move.
Yeah.
It's just harder, which doesn't make sense to me. Why do I want to make it harder to move?
Yeah.
I didn't gain strength. I didn't gain stability. I didn't gain.
Right.
Now it's harder because I'm losing these things.
Well, I was gonna say, if anything, you lose stability and you lose strength.
Yeah. Yeah. So and some of these things, if you do it this way, the body will just do it naturally for you. Like, oh, we got this taken care of for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all I got.
Excellent. All right.
Any questions?
Not from me. And if you're listening to this and you're like, yes, I have questions, you can either drop them in the comments below or you can check out our Substack and reply to our Substack, and we're happy to answer questions that you might have. Until next time.